Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Game James, and I just want to say I'm super excited. Football season is here. Training camps are getting ready to kick off, and the one position that people always worry about the most, the quarterback position. But before we get into that, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell so you can know every time we drop brand new content. So, a question came up the other day that I saw on TV, and it says, which second-year quarterback is ready to have a breakout season? And that just was a great topic to me because so much emphasis is put into the quarterback position. And coming into 2021, we had some quarterbacks coming on the scene, first round draft picks that a lot of people were high on and couldn't wait to see what they did. But, going to the second season, which one of these quarterbacks and young men are going to have the season that their teams want them to have? First up, Trevor Lawrence, #1 overall pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. In 17 games last year, he had 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 3,641 yards passing, 71.9 QBR rating. But so much controversy went around Urban Meyer being his coach and so much going on in that franchise. I think with Doug Peterson coming in, being a coach down in Jacksonville, having some success when he did in Philadelphia, that it gives hope to Trevor Lawrence, that Trevor Lawrence can come in and do big things. In those 12 touchdowns, though, the only bad thing is he only had 2 touchdowns in the last 10 games of the season. So for him being the big gunslinger, it makes you a little bit weary about how things were done. But like I said, I think a lot went against Trevor Lawrence, dealing with all the controversy of being the #1 overall pick and your head coach. That was the controversial part, not him being #1 overall pick. But Trevor Lawrence is the #1 pick that we all had to wonder about. Zach Wilson up in New York, the Jets, 13 games last year, 2,334 yards, 9 touchdowns, but 11 interceptions, 69.7 QBR rating. The Jets did go out and add an offensive lineman in the first round this year. They brought in some receivers, and Wilson showed flashes of having a big arm last season, and looked the part, but he was on a team with not a lot of weapons and didn't have a lot to do. So it just makes you wonder what Zach Wilson's going to be able to do and if he's ready to go. New York, hard place to play, man, and the Jets have been in the bottom for a long time. They really need him to turn it around, and with the help that they got this year, I think that Zach Wilson's going to be on the up and up this season coming up. Justin Fields, kid I pull for a lot. I like this kid when he came out of Ohio State. I liked him when he, was in high school in Georgia, watching him play. 12 games last year, 1,870 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 73.2 QBR rating, 367 rushing yards. But Justin Fields was running for his life. No offensive line. A coach in Nagy that didn't know what was going on. So, he has a new slate this year. New coach coming in, a new offensive system. It should be brighter lights for him. But the one thing that scares me, the Bears addressed defense in the first, couple of rounds this year in the draft, and they addressed offensive line later in the draft. So some of those guys they picked to protect them may not even make the team, or may have to go on practice squad first to prove themselves. But Justin Fields is a great talent. I just think it's going to be tough sledding for him again in Chicago because of their lack of offensive line play. Fourth quarterback, Mac Jones. And on paper, it seemed that Mac Jones was the most successful of all the young quarterbacks. 17 games, 3,801 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a 92.5 QBR rating. But let's not be fooled. We knew Belichick, the way he did things. They ran a lot of screen passes. Mac Jones didn't chuck the ball downfield a lot. And the Patriots, I don't know if they have everything in control and in order right now because they still haven't named the offensive coordinator going into training camp. And players need to know who's in charge of what when they get to camp and what's going on. Belichick is a great coach, but he can't be everywhere at one time. He can't be in the offensive meeting room and the defensive meeting room as a play caller for both sides of the ball. Now, whether he has an offensive coordinator and we just don't know about it, Probably. That's how Belichick does things. But Mac Jones seemed to have the best season out of all of them. But I think that's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Last but not least for me is Trey Lance. It's like, what's going on in the saga of Trey Lance and Jimmy G out in San Francisco? Trey Lance only played in 6 games last year. He had 2 starts, 603 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Had a couple good flashes, did get hurt. Was really sitting back, waiting his turn and to play his role. And what's going to happen? San Francisco beat around the bush, but pretty much said that they're shopping Jimmy G. So if that means Jimmy G's gone, Trey Lance is going to be the man. But if they can't get something done for for Jimmy G, does it make immense pressure for Trey Lance, because now he's looking over his shoulder the entire time? It's hard to say. I wish number the best, but I think Trey Lance is a talented young quarterback. We don't have a lot to go off of, and I believe he's rusty. I say that because let's not forget he opted out in college his last year because of COVID, and then last year playing sparingly because of Jimmy G is still trying to learn the NFL offense. So I think that he has a big upside. But if I had to look at all 5 of these quarterbacks coming into their second year and saying which second-year quarterback is ready to have a real breakout year, I'm going to say number 1 for me is going to be Trevor Lawrence, just because he seemed to have the most upside and the bigger talent coming out. A new coach that's proven and has won a Super Bowl. After that, I'm going to go Zach Wilson. I think that the Jets have upgraded enough, and if he can stay healthy, I think that he's going to show some true potential. I'm going to go Mac Jones, just because he's an offense that's going to protect him, and they did that last year to make him look super successful. After that, I'll say Justin Fields, and it's just because I don't believe in the Bears' offensive line right now. I think that he's going to be running around for his life. And then after that, Trey Lance, just because he's the one that's not been proven as much as everyone else on this list. But I think it's going to be interesting to watch. Position battles, everything else going on. We know all eyes are going to be on these young quarterbacks and what they can do to help lead their teams, and I'm excited for it. Hey, Big Game Sports Buzz kicks back off this week. Season 4 coming to you. Big Game James, Jay Stocks, and the Sports Chop Shop. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Big Game Sports Buzz Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Man, y'all make sure y'all tune in and check us out. It's football season, baby, and we ready to roll.